Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2021 Toyota Camry. And I was lucky enough to get this one from my own cousin, and yeah, he's got this really nice red case over it. Actually, it's kind of orange if you look at it in light. Yeah, this one is really nice. You could tell how new it is, how shiny and that sparkle that it has right there. He probably just recently got the plates. This one actually has some of the TRD add-ons as well. So we got the wheels, I believe the suspension. This one's also the hybrid XSE. And if you're not familiar with the Camrys or Toyotas in general, even some of the Lexuses, you'll get kind of like this blue tint right here when it is a hybrid. So that's like a dead giveaway right there. Go ahead, unlock this and check this out. You're greeted with this super beautiful black and red interior. The seats are red. It's got this nice kind of like Alcantara striping. Look at that. Look at the stitching on this. And just like most Toyotas and Lexuses in general, you got the push to start right there. So as long as the key is inside with you, you're able to just hold down the brake, press power, and the car should light up. Super nice infotainment screen up here. Have Apple CarPlay. I believe you might have Android Auto as well. But you just hook up your iPhone or whatever you're using, you should be able to use that no problem and connect to it. All this leather, the stitching on it, the infotainment, the push to start, just the way it's designed, the cup holders. I mean, look at that in there. All these little things, the seat warmers. You got your three modes here. You got eco, normal, and sport. Normal mode, not really high revving, but still using a combination of gas and electric. The sport mode, get the revs up. Yeah, you're gonna probably be using a lot more gas than the battery itself, if you'll be using the battery at all, maybe only when you're going downhill or something like that. So the eco mode is actually just the revs going really low, still using a combination of gas and battery. EV mode is going to be the one where, yeah, if you're just creeping or crawling through one of these little neighborhoods or a parking lot, it's just going to go pretty much full electric. But when you're in EV mode and you start to press the gas down a little bit harder, then it'll actually automatically come off of EV mode and go into whatever mode you were in previously, probably either normal or eco, I would assume, if you're going that slow. We got this one actually came with a premium stereo system of a JBL. So you actually have speakers on the dash, you have tweeter on the pillar, you have speakers on all the doors, and you also have a subwoofer in the trunk as well, with a built-in amplifier. So with this one, yeah, you do have the sunroof, pretty typical sunroof, but nonetheless very nice. When you got your sun visor, you got these little extendy things. This would have came handy with my 4C, which is sitting over there. On your steering wheel, you got pretty much all the controls you need to control your volume, your infotainment, your cruise control, your modes. You also have paddle shifters on these, so if you wanted to, you could put this into what I would assume is like a sport mode, and then use your little paddle shifters to go up and down. Yeah, as far as storage, you got a little bit of room here. You could put like a bottled water or something that has a top or a cover or a lid in there. Again, you have the two cup holders there. You have your typical glove box right over there. Same thing on that door. You have the center console right here, which has a mask. Also some electric outlets and USB ports as well. You have this other little cubby right here. Probably put some change, or if anyone still carries any change with them. Let's go ahead and start this. So I'm gonna, just so you can see the startup of this right there. And yeah, super quiet. Yeah, in your infotainment, you can obviously see the doors open there, but looks like, yeah, some maintenance is required already. But look at that, the infotainment is super nice. Don't know if it's a touchscreen. Yeah, it is. So we got a touchscreen there. You got a map. You could have it split screen, where if you had like your music or your iPhone, I don't have an iPhone, my cousin does, and if he had it connected, this would probably have like his iTunes or whatever he uses, whatever app he uses to play or stream music, would be right there. What I do like about this, and this is something that is starting to go away a lot, is it actually has volume control knobs. These are actual knobs. You got actual buttons to change the tracks, to go home and things like that. So this is a beautiful example of what I think is the ideal infotainment, which is a combination of touchscreen in a position that's really nice, a screen that's really big, it's not gimmicky, and you still have your really functional controls that I think are, we're starting to miss on some vehicles. as well. Same thing with the climate control and things like that. These are actual buttons, actual knobs, nothing gimmicky about this at all. And again, it's JBL, so the stereo system, I actually got a chance to hear it earlier, and the bass hits nice with that type of music that has that bass to it. It sounds crisp and clear throughout with the tweeter and all these other mid-range speakers. This car has everything you want and need comfortably at a good price. And I think, yeah, this is a good example of the overall, what I feel about the car is how I feel about this whole infotainment section here, and pretty much your basic stuff out here as well. Oh man, I haven't felt power steering in a while, actually. So yeah, to me that's wild, yeah. When I'm lacking power steering in my 4C. But yeah, you got all your different modes here, and I'm assuming this changes depending on what mode you're in. Actually, the middle changes, not so much there, but yeah, all the different modes. I'm gonna leave it in normal mode for now. And yeah, let's go check out the trunk, because I got to show you guys a couple things back there. There we go. So look at this. Besides it being a super large trunk, a lot of space is what you would expect from a Toyota Camry. This is what I wanted to show you guys right there. So that's the subwoofer, and that's the amplifier right there for it. And what we're saying, this actually hits pretty well for a stock subwoofer, but what we're saying is, I mean, look at the size of that magnet. We could definitely go higher quality with the subwoofer, and it's in a spot that would be super easy to fix. And by fix, I mean change. The amp should probably do it well, but if not, there is plenty of room. My cousin said that there is also a company that can custom make you a box right in here, and it's not taking up too much space, and you also still have that area over there. And I would assume that underneath this is probably where you have your spare tire. Yep, right there, and all that. So yeah, super practical, very nice. Driving the Camry now, just from like experience with other cars, I mean, right off the bat, what you expect from a Toyota Camry is a smooth drive, right? And so, and we're in normal mode right now. Again, I'm not used to the power steering anymore because I'm driving, well, the Abarth has it, but it's not as smooth as this. I'm not completely sure, I don't know if it's just me, but that new car feel, the good suspension, the tires, it's just making for a nice soft ride. Another thing about like the way it feels is, you know, this is not your 4-door Corolla, this is your Camry, so this is going to be like the longer, the bigger car out of like the two Toyotas that are like the hot sellers. It doesn't feel like a, you know, a big boat or anything like that. It feels like, even though you have all that space, you guys saw the trunk space that it has, it's a 4-door, it has plenty of space for, like, it could be all adults in this car. It doesn't feel like you're driving a huge car, so it still has a nice, like, especially with these grips right here, it has like a sporty feel. Oh, actually, that's kind of interesting. If all of a sudden the steering actually felt a little bit different. It's got a nice feel to it for sure. Put it in sport mode real quick. You can even hear the engine a little bit more. Like the revs are a tiny bit higher as well. Oh yeah, it's super responsive too. So it's pretty cool. This is a car that you could drive every single day. And if you needed to get in front of someone really quickly, just throw it in sport mode and just like let it go a little bit. So, and if you needed to save some gas, if you just put it in normal mode, it should be good enough for you to save a lot of gas anyways. You don't have to keep it in super slow eco mode all the time. But if you wanted to, like I was mentioning earlier, if you wanted to put it in eco mode and you know you're going to be driving somewhere slow where there's like a lot of traffic. Oh, and I'm testing out the brakes now. That is, yeah, that is butter. It's smooth, but it brakes good. So like I was mentioning earlier, it has like some TRD components. I think it was the suspension, the brakes, and the wheels. The wheels, yeah. So yeah, so like 3 things. Pretty much all the components that are touching the ground, which are super important in a car that you're using, especially every single day, have been upgraded in this Camry. So super nice. It's got that sportiness when you need it, the convenience, the trunk space, the people space, the smoothness, the eco-friendly when you need it to be. And like I was mentioning also earlier about the infotainment, like the combination of having actual buttons and it's touchscreen, nothing gimmicky over here at all. Like this is just an everyday overall good use. And the color combo that my cousin chose on this with the black and red, I think just really sets it off. It gives it almost like a exotic look and feel to it as well. All right, so I'm no expert on the Camry and all the different models, so we have my cousin Francisco. He's gonna go ahead and help us understand what the differences are on all these different models.
What's up, guys? So this is, as you know, the 2021 Toyota Camry XSE hybrid. So the XSE stands for Extreme Sport Edition. It is one of the top tier Camry trims. The other specialty trim that they have is the Camry TRD package. And it's kind of crazy enough because when I was looking on getting the car, it was between the XSE and the TRD. Obviously the TRD comes with a couple cool components. You get different 19-inch TRD specialty rims that are on matte finish. With these are the 19-inch gloss finish rims. I kind of like the gloss finish a little bit better than the matte. The TRD had more of a lowered suspension, a different body kit. Very, very cool stuff. I personally think that the spoiler on that particular model is very ugly, but that still doesn't take away from how cool that car is. However, when I started to go over the pros and cons of that TRD, same price, by the way, same price, but that TRD comes with a 300 horsepower V6, where this one comes with a 200 horsepower 4-cylinder with the hybrid battery. So you get up to 208 horsepower, still very good for a daily driver. The TRD, I go to myself, well, do I really need a car that do I really need a V6? When I commute, 30 miles per day, it's 60 miles a day, and I'm only gonna get about, if I'm lucky, 25 miles per gallon, where I'm already averaging 41 in this. You kind of look at the ins and outs. So also the TRD, three things that it does not have that was a deal breaker for me. Actually, two of them was, the TRD does not come, you cannot even special order it. It does not come with a moonroof or sunroof. Not that, what, 2021 with no sunroof? And no heated seats. No heated seats, and you're gonna pay in the mid 30s for no that. And something that was very important to me, no upgraded JBL sound system. You look at this like you're in your, with me, my 30s still, right? You want a cool car that you really don't want to do anything to it. You figure that's a you get a subwoofer in it, you get a TRD, wouldn't you want to have a cool sound system in it and not pour in more money into that car? Yeah, I don't know. Right? So anyway, I ended up going with the XSE. There's another trim called the XLE, which is the Extreme Luxury Edition, and that one has, more of, it's kind of a different body kit on it. Not the sporty look. It doesn't have the all black rims on it. It's more of the luxury. You still get the leather components to it, but that's pretty much it. And then they have the Sport Edition package, which doesn't have the same body kit but does have the same rims, and they also have what they call the blackout kit, which is pretty cool. Since I got the black car with everything, I kind of felt I didn't need to get the blackout kit, and it's only available on the SE, which is called the Sport Edition one. There's other ones, believe there's SE with the Sport Edition, then there's the XLE Extreme Luxury Edition, XSE Extreme Sport Edition, and then there's a LE Luxury Edition. Wow. And then I believe there's even one prior to that, which is your base, probably has crank up windows, I don't know. Right, super base model one. But yeah, so this is the one I ended up going with right here. I'm reaching 5,000 miles on it, so I'm gonna actually go in for my first oil change, which is included, which is pretty cool. Thank you, Toyota. And another cool thing about the car, and I'll end it on this, car comes already with 150,000 mile warranty, a 10-year 150,000 mile warranty on the hybrid battery. And to me, from going over all the numbers of how expensive these batteries are and how expensive they are to just do maintenance on them, to have that comfort, it feels pretty good. That was another reason, was like, God, this car is going to easily last me 200,000 miles. I recently just had a 2006 Scion TC that lasted 250,000 miles. Ooh. With no problems, Right. Made minor issues here and there, but I never had to pull the engine out or change anything majorly on that car. Wow. So I know with this particular car, it's gonna last a lifetime. So I'm really happy with the buy.
All right, so before we end the video, Francisco thought of one other thing. So go ahead, hit us with what you were saying about like another reason of getting this car as a daily driver.
So the one thing is, like, I remember, when I was at the dealership, and then the lady was telling me like, oh, we were like picking colors and stuff. And then the lady was like, oh, you can go ahead and you can get the gray one with the red interior. You can get the white one with the red interior. And I remember I was like, let me go look at the white one with the red interior, because I told her I want black, murdered out, black rims, tint the windows black when I get it. The red interior, how cool is that? It matches the lowrider, it matches the Monte Carlo. Video coming soon. So I go to her, I go to the white car, I get in, I remember sitting down and I'm looking at it, and then I get out and I'm like, it's white with black rims with red interior. It's very loud, it's too much going on. For a daily driver, that's too much going on. So I go back in and I told her, I go, hey, look, I appreciate it, but I think if I'm spending this type of money, I would want a car that I want. You know, I feel that I'm in that right to now customize to a certain extent, right? Dealership customize the kind of car that I want. And it's black rims. You know, sorry, sales lady, you're gonna lose the sale here, or you can save it by driving a couple miles away to go get it. And she was nice enough to do that for me. She actually went to another Toyota dealership. And I guess in dealership term, they have to trade one of their cars on their showroom floor in order to get another car. But then again, you want the sale, and you want the top tier sale of selling a hybrid and B, an XSE hybrid, which to them, cha-ching, you know, right? So I'm making it easy for her. But I go, look, there's one over there, or do we just go to that dealership and I buy it through them? Easy deal, easy sale for that salesperson because they have the color that I wanted. She folded and she ended up getting a car and delivered it to us. So I appreciate that from her. Thank you, Jennifer. Auto Nation Toyota Irvine.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
With the plug, man. Cool, so cool, man. Thank you, Francisco, very much for letting us check out your brand new 2021 new car smell. Love it. Francisco and I are big fans of cars, and like he was saying, this car, it's a daily driver, but he had it built the way he wanted. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Just drive it and enjoy it.
Yeah, and you know, the only thing I did to this car when I bought it, I immediately set up an appointment at OC Tint Shop in Irvine. Shout out. I went out there, man, they did it in a few hours and the car came out great. You guys saw the video. Very, very happy with what I got. The badass sound system, super cool rims, love the interior, love the exterior, love the speed on it, love the gas mileage. Hey, I'm averaging 40.6 miles per gallon, folks. Come on, you can't knock that.
Definitely. So cool. Thanks again so much. If you guys have any questions, either Francisco or I can answer, leave them down in the comments. If you like the video, give that a thumbs up, share with anyone that might like this type of content, and I'll talk to you guys later.